For decades, we've relied on a simple act of trust. For decades, we've relied on a simple act of trust. When you dropped a letter into a blue USPS mailbox, especially on a deadline, you trusted one thing above all else: the postmark. That small circle of ink was your proof, your alibi, the official record that you sent it on time. Whether it was your taxes, your ballot, or a crucial bill payment. 2. The postmark was the dividing line between on time and late. We all assumed that the date on that stamp was the date we let go of the envelope. It was a promise, etched in ink, that the system had your back. For generations, this was the reality. If you got your mail into the box by the last collection time, the postmark usually matched that very day. Local post offices would hand-stamp letters or send them out for processing the same evening. The date you mailed it was the date stamped on it. Simple, reliable, and something you could count on in a pinch. But then, everything changed. Quietly, without much fanfare, the fundamental definition of a postmark was updated. Fear. The shift happened on December 24, 2025. This wasn't just a minor tweak. It was a complete redefinition of what mailing date means. The change moved us from a physical world of hand stamps to a digital one of high-speed automation. The nostalgic image of a clerk stamping your letter has been replaced by the hum of massive sorting facilities, where machines scan and process millions of pieces of mail an hour. And in this new world, the postmark no longer signifies the moment you dropped your letter in the box. Instead, the new rule is this. The postmark date is the date and time your mail is first processed by a USPS automated system. So, what does this actually mean for you? Let's break it down. The old idea was, the day you mailed it is the day it's postmarked. The new rule is, the day a machine first scans it is the day it's postmarked. This creates a potential gap, an invisible delay between when you hand off your mail and when the Postal Service officially records it. Imagine you mail your tax return on April 15th, dropping it in the mailbox just before the last pickup. Under the old system, it would almost certainly get an April 15th postmark. But now, that envelope might sit in a bin, travel to a regional processing center, and not get its first automated scan until the early hours of April 16th. In that scenario, your postmark will say April 16th. To the IRS, your taxes are officially late. This isn't just about taxes. The stakes are incredibly high for anything with a legal deadline. Think about it. Mail-in ballots, legal filings for a court case, scholarship applications, contest entries, or even just paying your credit card bill on the due date. You could do everything right, mailing your item on the final day. But if the internal logistics of the Postal Service mean it isn't scanned until the next day, the postmark, your official proof, will say you were late. The delay between the mailbox and the machine is now a critical factor you have to account for. Your mail might be accepted by the USPS on one day, but not officially postmarked until the next. Sister no longer guarantees that the postmark date will match your drop-off date. So, how can you protect yourself in this new era? The answer is to be more deliberate about how you mail important documents. The blue mailbox is no longer your best friend for last-minute deadlines. First, whenever possible, take your time-sensitive mail directly to the post office retail counter. Though specific, ask the clerk for a hand-stamped postmark. This round date stamp, applied by a person, is still a valid form of postmark and will reflect the actual date you are there. This is the most direct way to ensure your mailing date and postmark date are the same. Second, for anything truly critical legal documents, high-value payments, irreplaceable items, use services that provide a formal acceptance receipt. This includes certified mail, registered mail, or any service with tracking that records when the USPS took possession of your item. That receipt becomes your proof, independent of what the automated postmark might say later. Ultimately, This change in the postmark definition isn't just a piece of bureaucratic trivia. It's a fundamental shift that affects our responsibilities, our deadlines, and our records. The trust we once placed in the simple act of mailing a letter now requires a bit more knowledge and a bit more action on our part. In this new era, how you mail matters more than ever before. Knowing the new meaning of on time is the key to making sure your vote is counted, your bills are paid, and your deadlines are met. Thanks for watching, and be sure to share this information with friends and family. It's a small change with big consequences. Follow for more explainers like this.